Good afternoon, and thank you for joining today's edition of our Travel Agent Learning Series. I am Doug Cook, the publisher of Jack's Facts Travel Marketing, and today we are joined once again by Justin Osborne. He's the sales manager of Image Tours. Today, Justin will be sharing with you some ideas about how to market your agencies and sell more travel. Before we get started, I want to remind you that there will be time for questions after the presentation. So please do type any questions you may have into the space provided. Also, we will be recording the presentation today, and it will be available on our webinar library on our website, which is www.jacksfacts.com. And now let me turn the presentation over to Justin.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this afternoon or this morning, wherever you happen to be across this great country of ours. Just wanted to thank you for taking time out and learning a little bit more of what we have to offer here. And I'm going to start the presentation. If it will start for me. There we go. All right. So first off, who is Image Tours? I'm just going to give you a brief introduction of who we are. Image Tours is a third generation, family owned and operated tour operator specializing exclusively in escort European tours. We were founded in 1939 in Amsterdam by Roelof Postma Sr. The company was originally called Imhagi Tours, which was derived from a Dutch acronym meaning the most satisfaction and best quality in travel for less money. Imhagi began U.S. operations as a tour operator in 1960 when Roelof Postma Jr. came to Grand Rapids, Michigan as an exchange student during his college years. It was during this time he organized the first Harvey Europe tours for students, faculty, and civic organizations in Michigan. The company is now owned and operated by his daughter Monique Kazauskas and her husband Mike. In 1986, the decision was made to no longer sell tours direct, but only through travel agents, thus reinforcing the positive relationship with our travel partners and eliminating any competition for business with our partner agents. Image Tours is members of the Travel Alliance Partners, ABA, NTA, ASTA, CCRA, and is a respected European tour market, competing with larger operators by successfully maintaining the integrity of our motto, superior value with a personal touch. Now you know a little bit more about Image Tours. Let's get to what you've all signed up for today, and that's how to market beyond Facebook and other web-based marketing. Now ask yourself this one question. What is it that every client you have has? The answer, a mailing address. Every one of your clients has a mailing address. But why should you do a mailing to your client list? Again, because it's the one thing every one of your clients has. Not every one of your clients has a Facebook account. Not every one of your clients have an email address. Or if they do they check it regularly? Not to mention the dreaded junk folder that almost never gets checked or gets deleted immediately when your clients do a finally log into their email. You can reach every one of your clients with a mailing. All other the mediums have holes. Now you're probably saying, okay, Justin, you've got me. Every one of my clients does have a mailing address, but I don't want to bother them with a mailing. But then why is it so easy to hit send on an email blast? Why is it okay to post something or tweet something every other day about this, that, or the other, but sending them something every month, every other month, once a quarter is, quote unquote, bothering them? Really, it's okay. You are their travel provider. You have developed a relationship with these clients, and they want to hear from you. Why? Because you have already sold them something, and more likely than not, they had a great experience with you and are probably looking for something to do next. And if they are not thinking about their next trip, then this mailing piece plants the seed for them to start thinking about it. And who do you think they are going to call when they've made their decision? It's most likely you that's thinking it's a bother to you and not your clients, because it actually reaches your clients and it's above the quote-unquote white noise of all the digital advertising. And the really good news is that they have to look at your marketing piece if you mail it to them. I haven't once yet seen a delete button next to my mailbox, though I wouldn't mind one when the bills show up. But will it really work? Okay. Now we've really got past the point of I don't want to bother my client stage. Now you're thinking, will this actually work? Well, my top booking agents see about a 15 to 20% increase in their sales versus that don't do a direct mailing to their client list. Earlier this year, I had one of those agents email me about a client that called them from way back in February of 2013 about possibly doing a tour sometime in 2013, but for whatever reason, they didn't come through. But then they received mailings from that agent and made a booking in May for a tour this fall. Why does it work so well? It's rebranding. It's touching your client when they are ready to book. None of us has a crystal ball. We don't know when any of our clients are ready to book. But the ones that make themselves available when the clients are ready increase their chances to making the next sale, just like my other agent did. All right, now you see that it can work and will work, but you are very concerned about the cost. Printing and postage can be expensive, and you don't have a lot of money to be just throwing around hoping to get lucky. It might look expensive at first, but remember, each time you do a mailing, every one of those clients did get your mailing piece. They saw your phone number and your agency name. You are building your brand to your clients and remind them when they are ready, you are the one they should be calling to help with that next vacation. The best part is it doesn't have to be so expensive. Use the programs offered to you by suppliers. With their help, it should cost a fraction of what it would take to do it yourself. Now, I can almost hear you thinking, but my clients aren't going to be interested in that product. Are you completely sure? Have you offered it to them before? Again, we don't have crystal balls in this industry. None of us know what any of our clients are thinking or planning, and clients are always looking for something new. But it's also not as much about the product as it's about, again, having you in front of your clients with your name and phone number in their hands. And the best part is there is no junk folder to stop it from getting there. There is no, oh, sorry, I didn't log in that day to miss it. They check their mailbox every single day, just like you and I. We all want to keep our clients ours, and reminding them that you are there and are still there and ready to help with their next vacation will help ensure that you are the one making those plans for your clients. I recently read an article that boosting customer retention rates by only 5% can actually increase your profitability by 25 to 95%. Those are too big of numbers to ignore, and 5% is really not that big of a number to reach for. Also note that somebody else is probably trying to get your client to come to them. And if you are not reaching out to them, they might just go there instead. So that's just some food for thought. Now, here are some things you want to make sure you're getting when you decide to use a supplier's direct mail program. Where are you sending your client list? This is important. It's your client list that you've spent time, money, and energy building. This client list, and it should be protected. So make sure you are sending this list to a third party so the supplier doesn't have access to the list, and that the list will only be used for the purpose of promoting your company. Next, what is the featured phone number on the mailing and or the call to action on the piece? Make sure that the clients are calling you and only you. Otherwise, why are you doing this? And lastly, how many pieces are going out? There are some programs out there that will send something out for you, but most likely it's 100 to 200 pieces tops. Direct mail is all about how many eyes can you reach, and with only 100 pieces, your chance of getting something out of that number is very low. I recommend about 500 pieces to start and go up from there. You can have success with lower numbers, but then you need to really target your audience with a really targeted mailing piece. Now, where can you find a ready-made program that makes it easy for you? Sending to a third-party mailing house, featuring the agents predominantly on the mailings, is cost-effective. Available multiple times throughout the year, and offers the opportunity for custom copy to further make the mailing truly your own mailing. We have a Europe mailing program. What we offer is a 4-page full-color mailing featuring your agency's logo and phone numbers, sending your client list to a third-party mailing house that we've been using for over 6 years that will only use your list for this mailing, is extremely cost-effective for as low as 26 cents per piece, and yes, that includes the postage. You can't even send your clients a nice letter for that price, let alone a 4-page mailing piece, all done for you with very little work. And they are available 5 times throughout the year. We mix the mailing so it's not the same thing to your clients every time. But just how easy is it really? Filling out the form you see here, faxing it to me, and we'll send you the invoice for the amount of names that you want to send. You approve the proof, which is a sample of the mailing, then take the calls from interested clients. You're probably going to get some calls from clients that are not even looking for Europe, but since you reached out to them, they know that you can do whatever they are looking for. We even have an in-house expert who can help you get your list out of your computer to the mailing house in the format they need. Ready to participate? Just send me an email, justin@imagetours.com, and we'll send you the sign-up sheet. We'll begin this process together. Our next mailing will go out in October, featuring the spring 2018 tours. Okay, get close to the end here. Don't want to take up too much of your time this afternoon, but you need the takeaway. What can you use today and going forward to help your agency? A, use your client list to continually rebrand your agency to your clients. You've invested a lot in them already, and just a little more will keep them your clients going forward. Because remember, if you're not reaching them, the odds are someone else is trying. Remember, it's not a bother to mail them something. They want to hear from you and know that you are their agent so they can call you when they're ready to book. It might take 1 mailing for some clients, 6 for another client, but if you're reaching them on a consistent basis, you will always get something from each time you send a mailing out. Next, work with a supplier that keeps those costs down and makes it easy on you. By doing this, it will keep your profits higher, and that's what will keep you going for years to come. And lastly, there are a lot of nice, shiny new things out there. As we talked about, Facebook, Twitter, online ads, email blasts, TV, radio, just to name a few, and others that haven't even been thought of yet, that people will say is the next best thing to advertise with. But remember, the one thing that every one of your clients has is a mailing address, and there still isn't a delete button next to that mailbox. Thank you so much, and ready for any questions.
Great, thanks, Justin. You brought up some excellent points, especially the point of using a third-party mailing house. Excellent, excellent point there. Okay, let me see if we have any questions. Yes. Okay, Pamela asks, do you only mail out for Europe? Are all your mailings strictly about European tours?
Right. Since we are a European tour operator, that is what we mail out on your behalf to the clients. Again, as I mentioned before, even if they're not interested in Europe, and I've gotten this from my other agents that participate in the mailing, they get calls for other products. Why? Because your name and phone number showed up in their box. It planted the seed of traveling, and they said, okay, that's nice, but we want X, whatever X was. But it was that touch of you putting your name and phone number in front of them that spurred that thought, that made them call that agent, that made them got that booking. So again, even if the client isn't necessarily interested in Europe, the fact that you hit them with something that was cost effective generated that sale for that other thing. Because again, as low as 26 cents a piece, you can't send a postcard for that price, you can't send a letter for that price, and it's all done for you.
Excellent, thanks. We have another question. He says that he is home base and does not have 500 clients, and that $199 for 500 pieces might be pushing the extent of the budget. Do you do fewer
We
fewer amounts,
Yep,
or?
we do fewer amounts with other home-based agents like himself. Just to give you a rough number that I got here, like 200 pieces, printing, postage, everything's $113. And we can go up or down from there, but just using a number that I had near me, that because I was expecting a question like that. But again, as I said before, you can have success with smaller numbers. You just got to have a more targeted list and hit them more regularly, because again, it's more, it's about the frequency. It's about how many eyeballs can you hit. And if you have a fewer set of eyeballs to hit, you need to hit them more often to, again, make sure that you're retaining your customers.
Perfect. Dottie asks if you offer river cruises in Europe.
I wish I did, Dottie, but we really stick to the land-based tours. But again, as I've said, well, my other agents have told me they've sold river cruises off of this mailing, because again, they send the clients the Europe mailing. They say that's very nice, but we're interested in X, and then you end up selling a river cruise off of my mailing because X client wanted X. You are going to get some inquiries for our stuff because that's what's featured. So you're going to get the best of both worlds, in my opinion. You're going to get sales for other product as well as this product, and we all win in that regard.
Excellent point. I think that is it for questions. Let me just double check. Yep, Justin, that's it for questions, I guess.
Fantastic. Thanks, Doug. Thank you, everyone, this afternoon for joining in, and I look forward to helping you build your agency business going forward.
Thank you, Justin, and I echo Justin's sentiments. Thank you for taking the time to tune in with us today. Again, if you do want to see a recording of this webinar, you can find it on our webinar library at www.jacksfax.com. Thank you all for attending. I hope everyone has a prosperous day, and goodbye for now.